My 32M girlfriend, 31F, doesn't want me as her wedding date. I am not the original poster. That is you, Burrito. He posted in our relationship advice. Mood spoiler. Communication for the win. Less than. Original post. September 10th, 2023. Backstory: my girlfriend and I went out for the first time about 10 months ago. I hadn't realized then, but she had just gotten out of a long and very serious relationship basically without any warning. She was shocked, hurting, confused, and I think just looking for a fun casual night. I suppose we hit it off way better than expected and started seeing each other pretty consistently. She was clear she wasn't ready to jump into anything too quickly. But soon enough we were essentially boyfriend-girlfriend. Going out 12x a week, texting every single day, and, as far as I know, not seeing other people. Around the holidays I met her family, and although we really got it off, I think it freaked her out a bit. She continued to text daily, but barely. She didn't want to come over and made excuses to not go out. After a month we saw each other finally, and things went back to the way they were. In May a similar thing happened, and we actually stopped talking for a week. After that week she reached out. We talked and went out. While out to dinner she and I both acknowledged how hard it was to not talk to each other, how we felt, and she asked me for us to be official. I felt the same and was elated to say yes. Since being official, she met my family. I've spent some more time with hers. We did 2 mini trips together, and I even joined her family vacation for a few days. The family loves me and her little sister is getting married in about a month. It's my impression that the sister and her fiancé, who also loves me, wanted me at the wedding, and basically said things to me just assuming I was going. I know it can be a pain to invite guests later in the game, so it really means a lot. The issue is that my girlfriend hasn't invited me, and has basically told me she doesn't really know if she wants me there. My girlfriend is the maid of honor and she and her sister are absolutely best friends. I guess she feels like with it not only being her sister, but also her best friend, there's a lot of pressure on us about having me there. She doesn't want the pictures and memories for the rest of her life to feature one guy she was dating at the time. By the time of the wedding we'll have basically been seeing each other for a year, though maybe only made it official for 45 months. I don't feel like I'm just some guy, and can't help but feel offended. I know this probably has to do with her last relationship ending abruptly and without warning. I think she's still learning how to trust again. But at the same time, it feels like she's telling me we aren't going to make it. And if she chooses to not have me there, it becomes a bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy. I've tried to ask a little about it a few times, but she honestly gets so worked up and stressed out when it comes to this wedding that I don't want to mention it to her anymore. At this point I haven't been officially told anything either way, invited or not. At what point should a significant other be invited as a date? Relevant comments. Several people point out that being the +1 of a wedding party member can be boring, especially if don't know anyone else. I didn't really think about this. Everyone there who I'm close to will be in the wedding parties. Oop clarifies what this situation means. Thank you. I don't see the lack of invite as an ultimatum. And if I don't attend, it doesn't mean I am ending the relationship. This is more of me seeing this as a bad sign, and wanted to know if me getting upset over this is warranted or not. It's concerning if after a year of going out she doesn't see me as a serious partner. But if it's more of a stressor and this is just easiest on her, then that's something I feel we can work past. Update post. September 24th, 2023. 2 weeks later. I never expected to hear from so many people when I made my original post. Thank you to everyone who contributed. I wanted to give an update since there were a few who had asked. The responses from everyone seemed to be pretty split down the middle. Half of you saw this as a huge red flag and suggested I end everything, while the other half thought it was okay and the best thing I could do for my girlfriend was to just support her. Being that everything else in our relationship seemed to be going so well, I wasn't going to end things over this. My next decision was to also not approach the subject again. She had gotten so stressed out the last time that I didn't see how bringing it up again could help the situation. If she was still teetering on what to do, I wanted to let her make the decision on her own, not sway her based on what I wanted. People suggested I find a way to enjoy the weekend on my own or with friends. Well, what do ya know, there's a big barbecue festival in the city my friend lives in. Everyone knows the best way to distract a man with swirling thoughts is through meat. Well, yesterday that all changed because she asked me to go as her date. She apologized for being so late about it, but she described going through what a lot of you had written. She's helping a lot with this wedding and is under an enormous amount of stress. She wasn't sure about bringing me out of fear that it would be another thing she would have on her mind, where she wants all her focus on her sister. She says the way I've just been supporting her lately made her realize she won't need to worry about me. Yes, I probably won't even get to talk to her until dinner. No, I won't know too many people since all her family I'm close with will be in one of the wedding parties. However, I'm important to her and she wants me there with her regardless. She apologized for the last conversation, making it sound like I was just some guy that she was worried about having in pictures. She argued, jokingly, that it wasn't exactly how she said it, but neither of us can remember the exact verbiage anyways. She was also really appreciative that I haven't been pressuring or nagging her about this and let her come to her own decision. The fact that I gave her space on the subject yet continued to support her was what made her realize how much she wanted me there. So thank you all. Almost all the responses I'd received were genuine and much appreciated. I'm really happy with how things turned out and are going. Now I just need to figure out my suit situation. Relevant comments. Did you go to the barbecue festival? It's the date of the wedding in a few weeks, so I'll have to miss it. Pensive face. So you're canceling on your friend? I appreciate that. This wasn't something with just the one friend and either having like 10 people come over for this. I still feel bad bailing, but since it's almost a party, I don't think I'll be quite as missed. I'm sure it will be just fine missing the barbecue. His girlfriend's sister is getting married is a good excuse. Giving the girlfriend space and time to process definitely helps. Sometimes just being a rock or listening to them is all they need. I have been the long-term partner that was invited to the wedding. I wasn't part of the wedding party, and my partner definitely was. The day was long and I was just kinda there, much like any other guest, as my partner had a lot of involvement with the wedding party. The wedding and reception were really well planned and it was a huge party with everyone dancing. I was available when my partner needed me and out of the way, mingling with other people when I wasn't part of what was currently going on. My partner gave me a heads up that it would probably be like this. At first, I was a little put off by this. Then I realized that this was not my day. I really liked the bride and groom, so I enjoyed the food, music and socializing. It was a good day. Who wants to bet that her ex would have been super upset at her being focused on her sister instead of him? Definitely feels like the shadow of her ex is still affecting her. And she's having to work to realize that Oop isn't going to react like her ex in these situations. I'm glad he gave her the space and I'm glad she chose to include him. This was a nice one to read. NGL, a barbecue sounds better than a wedding. I don't know, but this story gave me a weird itch. It felt not right. On the back of my head. I felt like that. A lot of y'all are missing the part where she asked him to be official. It was her choice. Same as inviting him to the wedding. Op backed off and gave her space to feel out her thoughts, and again, she made the choice to invite him. Mood spoiler. Tragic, the barbecue festival must be skipped. Less than. The sister likely had a talk with her and knocked some sense into her. Something along the lines of, "Are you absolutely crazy? You're about to sabotage a perfect relationship." Communication for the win. This guy gets a lot of boyfriend points for just hanging back, holding off on making it an issue, and letting her work through whatever is going on in her head. Probably ex-boyfriend stuff. As many have already pointed out, if this relationship doesn't work for whatever reason, I suspect it won't be for a lack of trying to do the right thing for her on his part. I hate seeing such sad endings to these updates. A man brutally pulled away from barbecue. I hope things turn around for Op. I get the feeling that the plot twist is imminent in the next update. To be continued. She wasn't sure about bringing me out of fear that it would be another thing she would have on her mind. That seems like another red flag to me, tbh. It almost sounds like she found his post. Next update will be him saying he made the wrong decision. Your girlfriend doesn't really like you, man. Might not break up now, but she doesn't like you all that much, tbh. It's always a blast for me to read if it ends positively. Party popper, nice change of pace in the things I read here in BORU.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.